Great day. I'm Marshawn Crystal, and this is WAJ We Are Jackson News, and here are today's top stories. The city of Jackson continues to move forward on road work using the 1% sales tax dollars. A contract is expected to be awarded in early August for major street paving. More than $5 million in 1% sales tax funds will be used to resurface portions of Gallatin Street, Northside Drive, Ridgewood Road, Briarwood Road, McRaven, and Raymond Road. Another 1% sales tax program is underway. Mayor Tony T. Yarber, 1% sales tax commission officials, and other city leaders recently broke ground on the Waterline project. The project involves replacing a more than 60-year-old line that has been plagued with repeated breaks. Southern Consultants will oversee the $1.4 million project. It is expected to take about 5 months to complete. Meanwhile, water service will continue from the old line until the new line is completely in place. Mayor Tony T. Yarber will deliver the State of the City address on Tuesday, August 2nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Jackson Convention Center located at 105 East Pascagoula Street. The public is encouraged to attend. The mayor will discuss the city's achievements, challenges, and plans to continue to move Mississippi's capital city forward. The address also will be live streamed on the city's website at www.jacksonms.gov. We'll be right back with WAJ News.
Hi, I'm Mayor Tony Yarber.
And I'm Jackson Police Chief Lee Vance.
Here in the city of Jackson, we recognize that you're our #1 crime-fighting resource. So we're providing you with a tool to help us respond to criminal activity in a timely manner.
Tip 411 allows residents to text or submit crime tips. Your name is not important, your information is. Officers will receive your messages and react in real time.
My #1 priority is your safety. This tool helps us work together to make Jackson a safer place.
Welcome back to WAJ News. Our first guest in the studio today is Miss Alicia Crudup, the Executive Director of Keep Jackson Beautiful. She's in the studio today to talk a bit about the different projects going on within her organization, and we're excited about having her in the studio. Welcome, Miss Crudup.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for being here, and certainly we appreciate the time that we will spend in this segment talking about some of the great projects that your organization is doing. But before we get there, I just want to say on the front end how much the City of Jackson appreciates the relationship and the partnership we've had with your organization over the several decades, quite frankly. And so we're glad to know that you have young, dynamic leadership in place now, and we know you're going to take that organization to the next level. So we allow our guests, Ms. Crudup, to kind of come as they decide or they choose to talk about the projects that are going on in the organization and what citizens can do to assist.
Okay, well, I just want to state for the record, well, Keep Jackson Beautiful is an organization, a nonprofit, an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful and Keep Mississippi Beautiful that has been around for 55 years right now. And we've always been dedicated to promoting the cleanliness of the city through litter abatement and cleanups and even promoting recycling. And our main component has been beautification, of course, Keep Jackson Beautiful. So have been in the past mainly focused on the cleanups and the beautification, but under my leadership now, I want to take a new approach and create a more sustainable focus, and not just tackling those two areas, but even more than that, water, and energy, and all that kind of stuff. So it's one of the key things what our new programs are going to focus around, but we have a couple new programs that I'm looking to try to implement. One major program that has been around since, I think, 2010 that we partner with is the Jackson Community Garden Initiative. It might have had a different name, but it's a program we have going on over, I think, probably 10 to 18 gardens. We looking to have, we started with 9, or well, 7 or 9, but we're looking to expand more, and we're out there gardening. We just planted last Thursday some stuff at Tougaloo Street Garden and Verdant Edition. So that's one of our main programs right now, and the cleanup programs. We haven't too long just closed out the Great American Cleanup. The kickoff is normally March 3rd, or the first Saturday in March through the end of May. So ours tailed in into June some, but I think we had a successful cleanup season this year, and of course it's hot now, so people don't want to really get out there and do the sweating and passing out from the heat. But yeah, so those are some of the programs that we're focused on at the current time.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about, I've been curious. I know you all are a small operation, but you do depend, if I'm not mistaken, heavily on volunteerism.
Yes, we
and
do.
people in the community assisting with this effort.
Yes.
So talk a bit about the volunteer piece, how people can volunteer, and then what are some of the projects that you can speak on in terms of beautification of communities, neighborhood right-of-ways, whatever. Just kind of talk a bit about that.
Okay, well, first, I'm kind of in the process of revamping how we approach volunteerism. That's one of our pillars, but we are making it more accessible for people who want to volunteer. We have a brand new website that kicked off at, I think, the end of February, and we are listed.
And that website is?
KeepJacksonBeautiful.com.
Okay.
You can go online, see our calendar of events, register for those events, and you automatically be included in the volunteer database. So whenever we have events, we send out the flyers or information regarding any event, so you can stay abreast of to what type of events we have. It could be from cleanups, going into parks, planting stuff, our new community orchard. We just started at Rosemont. We'll be in the second phase soon, but that's one aspect of our volunteerism, and we need it. We survive off volunteerism. We have a lot of volunteers that repeat, but we really need to plead for those new, young, because we do have a lot of older volunteers, but we need a good bit of young. Jackson State is one of our main contributors of volunteers because, of course, the students have to have 120 volunteer hours. So we love it when they're in session and we can utilize them, and they love to come out and help. They were at our Blackburn groundbreaker we had, and it was tremendous how many people was there. It seemed like it was like 100-something volunteers, but the energy from it was great. So we definitely live off volunteers.
And for the viewers, explain again the process for registration as a volunteer.
Okay,
How does
well,
that go?
you can go to our website, KeepJacksonBeautiful.com, and you can go to our calendar of events. It's a button on the front page, or you can go to the calendar at the toolbar at the top, and they'll take you straight to any events that are finna come up. Now or future. You can't see the past ones because it'll knock it off, but you can go on and register, and you can hit the little icon. People don't realize it's a little eye in the corner. You can see what the event is about. Sure. And you register and you join, and you automatically become a part of our volunteer database and receive updates from that point of what type of volunteer opportunities we have.
Awesome. And I know part of your strategy to expand the program and better the program is to reach out to people who want to also contribute in donations. So I know that's a big piece of it. You need volunteerism, then you have donations and contributions. And so talk a bit about that. And what are some of your strategy approaches to getting there?
Well, currently, the city is a main supporter, and we thank you all for it. We've been an arm of the city and the solid waste division since probably our inception, and we really support and thank for that collaboration. But our our sponsorships and donors, right now we don't have as many as we would like, so we want to get as many as we can, and going out to the different businesses. My aspect is, if you're a business of Jackson, if you're elected official of Jackson, if you are a neighborhood association, if you are even a citizen, you can join Keep Jackson Beautiful. You can donate. You can sponsor one of our events. You can become a member. So it's different ways that people can be a part of Keep Jackson Beautiful. You don't necessarily just have to volunteer. It's more than one aspect, and we really, really appreciate any funding that may come our way.
Is it just as simple to contribute, sponsor, or donate as it is to volunteer?
Oh yes, of course. We have to make it very, but yeah, you can go to the website as well. We have 2 tabs at the top, a membership tab if you want to become a member, and a donate tab. And it lists all the different levels. And actually, we're going to be meeting pretty soon I want to restructure how our memberships are. I want to be able to offer the people who donate or become members something, so that you will get something out of it, not just donating. I want to be able to give back more to those who contribute to us.
Here's a suggestion, and certainly I'm just throwing this out there as a thought, is since you are looking for volunteers and partners, you know, Jackson has a reservoir, if you will, a wealth of talent when it comes to landscaping. I mean, landscaping business is everywhere.
Everywhere.
And it might not be a bad idea to kind of look at some of those partners and perhaps do a project, and I'm just throwing that out there because it's a benefit to the entire city, the Smith Park downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a greening project. You know, I'm big on urban and regional planning and environmental land use and things of that nature, and making sure we take care of our environment. But just a thought. If you know, Smith Park is a jewel within the middle of the city, and we've been talking for a long time about how we can work on the aesthetics of it. And that's just something to me I want to take a look at, adopt it as a park for Keep Jackson Beautiful, as a model to what we can do in Jackson. I'm just throwing it out there, Jeff. If I'm off in your lane, I apologize.
Oh, that's a good idea, because I know Downtown Partners, I know that's a part of their jurisdiction, so they are now a member of Keep Jackson Beautiful, which is good, so we can have that partnership. So I think that'll be an excellent.
Just thought I'd throw it. I'm really passionate about what you're doing, committed to it, whatever I can do to assist. And I know the City of Jackson, as you say, have been partners for a long time as an organization. And so we're here to help. So before we close the segment, any last words?
Well, it's a couple. Remarks? For one, I wanted to mention, since our partnership, I went through some old files and noticed that Keep Jackson Beautiful actually did the garden behind City Hall. We was a part of that.
Wow.
The Josh, we was a part of that. And when they unveiled the statue there, so we actually initiated the garden right there at City Hall.
Little history there.
Yeah, little history.
Wonderful.
Yes,
wonderful.
yes. But yes, I would just want to say that Keep Jackson Beautiful is a nonprofit that we all should be able to support. We all live in the same environment, so we all have to protect that environment that we live in. And if you can't contribute with volunteerism, we want you to contribute monetarily or just anything that you can offer. It doesn't have to be money. If you have some services that you can provide, we would greatly accept those with any of our projects. So we just want to thank everyone who are already supporting and the people who will support us in the future.
And your contact information?
Yes, my name is Alicia Crudup. You can contact me at keepjacksonbeautiful@gmail.com, or you can go to our website and contact me through there as well, keepjacksonbeautiful.com, and my phone number is 601-953-1123.
Awesome. Well, we know we'll certainly have you back in the studio. You've been a fantastic guest, Ms. Crudup, and we wish you well on much success in your new position and taking Keep Jackson Beautiful to the next level. Thank you again for being such a great guest.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with WAJ News.
Join Mayor Tony T. Yarber for the State of the City address, Tuesday, August 2nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Jackson Convention Center. Listen to the mayor discuss the achievements, our challenges, and our plans to continue to move the great city of Jackson, Mississippi forward. Tuesday, August 2nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Jackson Convention Center.
Welcome back to WAJ News. It's time for the annual Back to School celebration. The event is presented by Mayor Tony T. Yarber. I Need You to Make It Youth Initiative. Healthcare Task Force for a Healthier Jackson and other community partners will be in attendance. It will be held Saturday, August 6th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Jackson Convention Complex. School supplies will be given on a first-come, first-served basis, while supplies last with priority going to those who completed reading logs. Vendors will be on site offering tools and resources students can use during the 2016-2017 academic year. In other news, neighborhood associations and community groups are encouraged to participate in Jackson's Play Streets pilot program. It's a part of the mayor's health initiative. Organizers can contact the city to let them know when they would like to close a street for youth to play. For more information, visit the city's website at jacksonms.gov. We'll be right back with WAJ News.
The Jackson Community Garden Initiative is one of many projects sponsored by Keep Jackson Beautiful. We're a nonprofit that not only educates the public about recycling and environmental issues, but is a growing network of volunteers and other partners, including the City of Jackson. We're all dedicated to keeping Jackson beautiful and a great place to live through community service and neighborhood projects. To be a part of Keep Jackson Beautiful, call 601-953-1123 or visit us at keepjacksonbeautiful.com.
Welcome back to WAJ News. We now have in the studio with us Division Fire Chief Cleota Sanders with the Jackson Fire Department, and he's here to talk a bit about fire safety and certainly the Citizens Fire Academy that's coming real soon. And Chief Sanders, good to have you in the studio. And I know y'all doing some fantastic things at the fire department. Let me just say before we get into this segment that I really appreciate the services you and your department and your fellow firefighters provide for the city of Jackson and all that you do. And I refer to the organization you're over or in charge of as the law enforcement arm of fire, quite frankly. And so we appreciate the dual role or dual capacity you serve in that effort, investigating arsons and things of that nature. So that's kind of what we'll discuss today, to talk about this issue with arson and fire safety and how they kind of blend and some of the things that you see out there in the field as a fire investigator, and try to help citizens be safer about it, and then be more active in watching for things that are out of order and reporting potential arson opportunities.
Well, first of all, let me say that we appreciate you for allowing us this opportunity to come and speak to your viewers, the citizens of Jackson, and like I said, all of your viewers, to let them know about being fire safe, being safe when it comes to dealing with fires. We appreciate the opportunity, and we thank you for a great show that you continue to host.
You're very welcome.
Yes, sir. When it comes to arson-related fires, we as a division, we make sure that we go out and we investigate to the fullest capacity so we can make sure that we have all angles and bases covered. It's our job to go out and determine if that fire has been a fire that was intentionally set. And in that investigation, when we do make those determinations, we do make sure that we hold the person or the persons accountable for their actions. When it comes to being a citizen in the area, we just ask that the citizens make sure that they do, when they do see things, when we do come out and we're canvassing the neighborhood, when we're going door to door, we just ask the citizens to go, speak to us and, just report anything that they see. And then if they're not comfortable with speaking to us, they always can call the hotline, 355-TIPS, 601-355-TIPS.
Educate the viewers on the do's and don'ts on how to extinguish a fire. I know there's a lot of things that you shouldn't do. Quite frankly, then there's some things that you should do.
Well, one thing when we're talking about stove fires, when you're cooking, if it's safe enough for you to put that lid over a fire and extinguish it, we encourage you to do that. But we don't want to see anyone get hurt trying to extinguish a fire that's much larger than they're able to control. So we, as a Jackson Fire Department, we have a Citizens Academy along with our Fire Safety Education Division, to where people can come in and spend that time doing that week-long Citizen Academy to come in and learn how to use a fire extinguisher the proper way. If there's a fire outside of your home, or a lot of people use garden hoses to try to extinguish those fires. And like I said, when it seems like it's going to be a little bit larger for you to control, we just suggest that you go ahead and call 911, because we do have a lot of people who have accidental fires and they try to extinguish them themselves, but in the course of them doing it, they really kind of make it a little bit worse, and then they decide to call the fire department. So we just ask that, especially if it's someone there with you, hey, tell that person, hey, run, call 911, and if it's something that you can control while you're there, go ahead and try to make that attempt. But we don't want anybody to get hurt trying to extinguish a fire. So we're here as your local fire department to assist you in that.
And the thing they need to hear the most, Chief, because like you say, one of the, I think the most common fires are in the kitchen and doing cooking, and people, have a tendency to be tired or something. They sleep and leave a flame on, and just to say grease is on there. And I know the rule, but a lot of citizens don't, viewers don't know. What do you not put on a grease fire?
Water.
We got to say that. I know you and I know that, but I want them to hear it from the expert.
That's
that
right.
You just don't want to do that, even though that seemed like it might be the right thing. It's a flame. But talk about how bad that can go for a person if they do.
Well, it can go bad. We have saw where people have been injured by trying to extinguish a grease fire with water to where they were seriously burned. So we just stress that if you have some type of grease fire, if you do not have a fire extinguisher and you're able to maybe use powder flour, you know, if you can extinguish it safely using flour, that's fine. If you can extinguish it safely, it's small enough to where you can put the lid over the pot, you know, it's fine. But other than that, we just encourage you to call 911 and have your local fire department to respond to that incident.
Great advice, Chief, great advice. And I know you mentioned another thing. You were saying that with your fire safety and education apparatus, citizens could request them to come out and do different events. Talk a bit about that, how they can contact the fire department and get those type of events scheduled in their communities.
Yes, sir. As I said, that we have a great fire safety education division, and they are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. They do work some Saturdays or after hours at special request. But we encourage the citizens to take advantage of that resource. The number is 601-960-1399, and make that appointment to have the smoke trailer. We have a smoke trailer where the kids and adults as well can actually go inside the smoke trailer and see the smoke as it was if they was inside of a structure or a house. So the kids will be able to actually enter one way, get on their knees, crawl through, and exit out a window the other way. So like I said, we do have that resource, and we just encourage the citizens to reach out to the Fire Safety Education Division to be able to experience that.
Well, I've had the opportunity to witness that demonstration, and I know that's one of the citizens' favorites, quite frankly, so I know they're interested in getting those set up at different events within the community, so thank y'all for making that available to citizens. And before we wrap this segment up, you mentioned another piece that I'm excited about. I know recently you all have developed this Citizens Fire Academy, and I know y'all have one coming up. I certainly would like for you to share those dates with the viewers so they can sign up. We'll talk a bit about that and how it's progressing in terms of your Citizen Fire Academy.
Okay. Well, the Citizen Fire Academy, what we decided to do as a department is to host one every quarter. So the one that we're having that starts today, which would be July the 18th, will last from July 18th through the 23rd. We will have another one in October. And we just, you know, look forward to taking this opportunity to give back to our citizens, to be able to come out, experience fire safety education tips, being able to learn more about your local fire department. A lot of times people see the fire truck running up and down the street, they feel like they're going to a fire. You know, a lot of times the majority of our calls are medical calls. So, you know, just being able to come and spend that time with the staff at the fire department, it will enhance the citizens' awareness. Like I said, we would not only have lectures, but we have hands-on activities such as learning how to operate a fire extinguisher. We will have basic first aid skills. The citizens will be able to visit the dispatch communication center to see where the 911 calls come in at. And then we also put on like a little mock fire and let them be able to do a little fire investigation. So it's a great opportunity and a time for the citizens to come out to. And
I also understand, Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, once they finish the academy, there's a great meal that's provided.
It is.
You know, y'all some great cooks at the fire department.
It is.
No doubt about it.
Those guys at the station, I mean, they, you know, being at the station for 24 hours and spending a majority of your career around great cooks, it does nothing to you but rub off on you. So we do provide a meal at the graduation that we can't say will be great.
Well, y'all getting a lot of compliments from. That's what I'm hearing anyway. But I know, on a serious note, y'all do a great job educating the citizens about how to be safe when it comes to fires and things of that nature. Well, Chief, that's about going to do it for our segment. if you would just give them your contact information to the viewers, if they want to contact you about anything, fire related, or get in contact about the Fire Academy, what number should they call?
Okay, my number is 601-960-1498.
Wonderful. Glad to have you in the studio, Chief. Thank you for being one of our hometown heroes and keeping the citizens safe and all the things that you do for the Jackson Fire Department. We know we'll have you in the studio again. We appreciate you being a great guest.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll be right back with WAJ News.
Residents of the City of Jackson can report concerns to the Constituent Services Action Line by dialing 311. Those who dial 311 will speak with a representative who will complete the report and issue a tracking number that allows residents to monitor the progress of the report. When using your mobile device and dialing 311 does not work, the alternative is to dial 601-960-1111. And as always, you can visit the city's website by logging on to www.jacksonms.gov to make a report and track the progress of the report.
Welcome back to WAJ News. Officials recently held a grand opening for a new development near downtown Jackson. Helm Place is a residential development designed to revitalize the area. Helm Place includes 88 newly constructed units, affordable market rate townhomes, and a community center. The project was developed by Charter Consulting in conjunction with the state of Mississippi and the Mississippi Housing Corporation. Mayor Tony Yarber says the development is another sign of Jackson's continued transformation. We'll be right back with WAJ News.
Join Mayor Tony T. Yarber for the State of the City address, Tuesday, August 2nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Jackson Convention Center. Listen to the mayor discuss the achievements, our challenges, and our plans to continue to move the great city of Jackson, Mississippi forward. Tuesday, August 2nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Jackson Convention Center.
Welcome back to WAJ News. The Department of Public Works Pothole Patrol continues to make daily rounds to address problems on city streets. Now the public can get a list of the streets getting repaired each day. Just visit the city's website at www.jacksonms.gov to find out if your street is on the list. Residents are encouraged to call 311 to report a pothole. Now let's turn our attention to Dr. Timothy Quinn with Healthy Jackson.
Thanks, Marshawn. Today we're going to talk about allergy season. That pollen, the change in the weather, it's got everybody just miserable. I'm talking like itchy eyes, runny nose, it makes you feel tired. It gives some people headaches, you feel dizzy. Well, the good news is there is help out there. Now, in the past, you'd have to go to the doctor for most of the medications, but luckily, there are many medications that are over the counter. That's right, there's a doctor telling you about over the counter medications. But at the end of the day, the city of Jackson just wants everybody to feel great and be healthy. Now, some of the first line medications that you can get over the counter would include like your antihistamines. Now that would include your Claritin, your Zyrtec, your Allegra. All of these are now over the counter, which means you don't even need a prescription. You can just go to your local pharmacy and pick them up. And if you're, need a little extra explanation, you can talk to the pharmacist. Now the deal is, this past couple of years, they also introduced the nasal sprays, which are now over the counter, meaning you don't need a prescription. So the question is, do I need to do the antihistamine, like the Allegra or the Claritin by itself, or do the nasal spray? I suggest do both. If the antihistamine doesn't work, go ahead and add the nasal spray because the combination together works very well. So let's say you're that person, like myself, who goes to the pharmacist and gets those remedies and you're still miserable. At that point, you probably go see your doctor because there are other medications such as the Sudafed, which are now no longer uncontrolled. They're controlled substances, meaning that you have to have a prescription that's signed by your physician and you have to physically take it to the pharmacy because they were using those materials to do some other things like recreational drugs. But the bottom line is, if the over-the-counter remedies don't work, go ahead and see your doctor. Now, let's say you develop fever. Well, that's a sign that you could have an infection. So if you develop fever, go ahead and see your doctor right away because you want to make sure that, if you need antibiotics, then you'll go ahead and get on them so you won't get even worse infection that can spread and you can become septic. So the good news is you can now try over-the-counter first, and for many people, it works just fine. And we can just go out there and enjoy this wonderful spring weather. For the City of Jackson, we thank you very much for allowing us to provide you with this wonderful health information.
Thanks, Dr. Quinn. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of WAJ We Are Jackson News. From everyone here, thank you for watching WAJ News. I'm Marshawn Chrysler. Good day, Jackson.